This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Richie podcast.
How good is that? I want to talk about when you stuff up the paperwork. This is an unbelievable story. Nigeria's national champion in the women's 100-metre sprint, Faveur Afili is her name. It is with great regret that I've just been told I will not be competing in the 100 metres at the Olympic Games because her country's track federation didn't enter her into the field in time.
Are you
What are you
serious?
talking? You've had 4 years.
And one job.
You've had 4 years and one job. Fill in the paperwork.
Let me get this right. She's still competing in the 200 and the 4x100, but her pet event is the 100. She's the champion.
Oh, my God.
What's happened? Who's in trouble for this?
You know what? The runner-up, the second to her, has paid the authorities not to fill it in correctly.
That's a
All of a sudden, she becomes the hot favourite for the town.
Okay.
big accusation.
Nigeria's sport minister, John Eno, said he's been in contact with officials and he said you will not be hearing from them ever again. They've gone missing.
Maddie, hello.
Hey there, how you doing?
Good.
Matt.
You've been banned from something, have you, mate? Because due to paperwork?
It's not an Olympic story, but when my eldest daughter was at primary school, about 8 years ago, she went to after-school care. They get to, so you can stay at work for a bit longer, they stay in after-school care. And I had to fill out a form to re-enroll her after the school holidays. And I thought it would be like childcare and they would just keep taking my money.
Dad.
And for the first couple of days, I dropped her down there, and they were like, "Oh, hello, you're here." And we're like, "Yeah, just drop her off." And after a few days, they finally said, "You didn't fill out the form. We haven't got a space for your child here. She can't come." And so they wouldn't let her come back. And it was just the one job my wife had given me, and they wouldn't let her go. And so I had to stay home from work for weeks until we could find her in another after-school care that was like a 20-minute drive away.
Maddie.
And I got in so much trouble.
Yeah,
I joined one of those WhatsApp mums groups, to ask for some advice from all the other mums, and she found out through that.
Oh, you're a disaster,
Oh,
Matt.
hilarious. Not only did you not do the job, you tried to keep it from your wife.
Yeah, so you lied to her, you misled your child, and then you lied to your workplace as well. You're a
paperwork.
And I had
disgrace.
I had to put up with being the only dad on the mothers group for about a year as well.
How
and
awful
I
for
felt
you.
too rude to leave.
How bad
It
are
is.
mums?
It's tough, and paperwork is so boring. And I don't know if you've learnt your partner's signature, and it comes in handy sometimes, especially for my prenup.
Have you ever signed as BJ?
What? I would never do that.
Have you ever signed? Give us a look at it, sweetheart. That can't
Sorry.
be too hard.
My headphones aren't working, Tom.
Okay.
What?
That
You
sounds
can't
like
do that. That's illegal.
Well,
I've
would
never
do it.
forged
Never,
a signature.
ever. Never.
I actually haven't. I've never needed anyone else's signature,
Down at the
mate.
caravan park or something, you would have for
Oh
sure.
yeah, Mr. Stewart.
You never wrote a sick note in your diary and signed it as your mum.
I never had to write a sick note because I was working from
God.
when I was 8 years old. So when I wanted to leave school, I just went to the office and said to the ladies, "I'm off to work."
Wow.
And they said,
Kate-
"Bye, Kate."
There's got to be a dark side to you that we don't know
Oh,
about.
mate.
You can't be that prim and
Can't be
proper, I
darker
tell
than
you.
the one we do know.
No, I don't have a dark side. I do have a dark side. It's amazing.
We'll leave that there.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Richie podcast.
Bit of a treat for you right now, guys. She joins us right now. Kylie Minogue, you there?
Hi.
Hi, Kylie.
Wow.
That
Is-
voice.
Hi.
I mean, you can't
Hi.
mistake it for anything, can you?
This is so exciting.
Kylie, do you want to have a crack at how many interviews you've done over your career? A roundabout and an estimate?
Oh my. No. I could.
No.
I mean, that's pin the tail on the donkey, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No. And what's the question?
Would you
that
have a guess? What would you calculate over 37 years?
I would say, I reckon you would have done around about 5,000 interviews.
Yeah, good call.
How many a year? Like 100, maybe?
Quite possibly.
Maybe more. I
Yeah.
mean, let's factor in the early Neighbours days where we had to do a lot then.
Yeah. Do you
That
remember
was the initiation.
Do you remember talking to TV Week about what Charlene was up to and how her character
As a-
was developing?
As a
Yeah.
mechanic.
And my other memory of TV Week, like the very strong memory of TV Week, was when you were doing the shoots and you'd be, we were so young and kind of flawless and green, but also we kind of knew what we were doing. But it would be smile bigger, happier. I'm like, I can't get any happier. This is
My mouth is
it.
tired.
This is it.
Can we talk about the success of Padam Padam? Because it was just massive. And to have, on a global scale, to have everybody loving that song, when you won the Grammy, you must have had a moment of, I just want to do this forever. Like, I'm not going to stop. What's next? I'm hungry for more. Because this is the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, pretty much. that was pretty much it. I mean, we would have spoken when Padam first came out.
Yes, I remember.
And it was all this kind of, what is Padam? What's Padam Padam mean? What is this? I mean,
Yep.
I certainly never imagined that it would do all the things it did. And I mean, point in case, the show I just did on Saturday here in London, there's so many young adults and kids.
Yeah.
And I don't think that would have happened without Padam. So it changed so much for me, and it did give me a spark and I'll go, basically.
Yep.
It just takes that one thing to really feel rejuvenated, and you can refresh your catalogue, and really, it's really good to have suddenly kind of, I'm pulling out a phrase from my first car, twin carbs and extractors. I still don't know what they mean, but they make you go fast.
Charlene was a mechanic. She hasn't lost
You
it.
know the terrible thing? I think I nearly blew my car up. My dad was mortified, and I was playing mechanic. I forgot about gas and water. I got home and my Datsun was, smoke coming out everywhere. But it had twin carbs and extractors and a sports steering wheel.
Well, in the song My Oh My, you say that you're a Gemini. Was your first car a Gemini?
the Holden
What was
Gemini.
it?
120Y, I reckon.
Really?
I think it was a 120Y, Kate.
Oh, do you know what,
Datsun.
Kylie?
What? Like 1200 or 120Y.
Oh, something
And
like
actually,
that.
My family, we've tried to trace it, and I think, my father and my brother, they can do this stuff, and I think she was taken to pieces, which is really sad.
Did you do manies with your friends? Or did you go
Yeah.
on road trips?
I probably took it to like Lawn, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Mostly, I was fanging it to the Neighbours set and back at kind of
Yeah,
6:30 in the morning.
Ramsay Street.
With my script rolling around on the passenger seat and learning it on the way.
Just doing doughies on
and-
Mrs. Mangle's front lawn?
Oh, that would have been good.
Do you remember any moments?
I think I was more panicked about the handbrake park
Oh,
on
awesome.
Toorak Road.
Awesome.
Oh God! So not that the handbrake start, I could say, when you're in at the traffic light on the hill.
Do you remember any moments of sort of kissing the beautiful Jason Donovan in the car?
Oh, wow. That is so good.
I wouldn't reveal such things.
Well, you just did because you didn't deny it.
Yeah, well, maybe I did.
Yeah, maybe you did.
Oh, that car, if that car could talk.
You are a superstar. We know how busy you are. Thanks for coming on the show, Kylie.
Thanks for having me. I hope to see you in person real soon.
Thanks, Kylie.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Richie podcast.
I just got a text from my mom.
Yes, because I'm a textpert, an expert at texting.
Write my reply.
I love it.
You've got me in love again, guys.
This is actually, I'm going to put it out there.
Go on.
This could be my highlight of the week. Wow. Write my reply.
God, geez, you got a boring life.
Yeah, you put a bit of pressure on me too.
No, I mean within the studio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no,
okay,
actually,
yeah,
no,
classic.
more broadly in life, yes.
Okay, here we go. Ben is 30 and Cassie is 32. They've been in a relationship for 3 years. How beautiful. Over that time, oh no.
They've turned 30, both of them.
3
Yep.
years. You're thinking about marriage after 3 years, aren't you?
Are
Wow.
you?
Have to be.
Well, what about those people that date for like 10 years,
Yeah.
never get married, new relationship, engaged in
Yep.
12 months?
So true.
I mean,
It's not
what,
six.
what a kick in the guts,
Isn't it?
guys.
That does happen a lot.
It does. Which I guess that proves that that person
Wasn't right.
the one.
Over that time, Ben stacked on 15 kilos. He's recently quit his gym membership because he wasn't getting results. Oh, that gym's letting me down. It's your
Gotta
fault,
go.
Jim.
Yeah, don't blame the
How
tools.
long did it take you to write this reply, Web?
What are you talking about? How does he reply to this message from Cassie? So this is what Cassie has written to him.
Oh no, I've
Hey-
got a bad feeling about
Hey,
it.
honey, I booked a doctor's appointment for you for Thursday. Tell her that you're struggling with your weight and that you want Ozempic. I think you'll be much happier and satisfied in all departments if you drop the relationship weight. I know I will be. Love you. Do you
God,
really?
It's quite direct, isn't it?
Well, you've been together for 3 years. You're not beating around the bush. Besides, what's for dinner?
Gosh. It's a bit full on.
I quite like it. I like the directness.
Me too.
I'm getting a good vibe about their relationship.
About the openness.
Yeah, about that. You know what? I love you. I know you're off to the doctors. Why don't you do this? It's going to be better for all of us.
So if a partner of yours said the same thing, Kate, you'd be up for the directness?
I challenge any bloke to say that to Kate Richie.
They'd only say it once, Fitzy.
Why is there concrete in these boots? Do you know what guys don't like?
What?
Guys don't like being told what to do.
Well, they need it.
No, they don't always need
I think
it.
boys like
because every time you tell me what to
managing.
every time you tell me what to do,
you love it.
No,
you
it's
do.
as if you're suggesting to me that I don't have control of this situation or that what I'm doing isn't good enough. So you're putting me down by booking a doctor's appointment and calling me fat. Now, for old mate here, Benny.
No. I need to step in here. That's what you're reading because you feel inadequate and you feel fat. So that's when you read a loving message like that. That's what you're hearing. That's in your head. That is not what she's saying.
What about, hey, thinking about booking a doctor's appointment?
You're forgetting that they've probably already had a conversation about this.
Well, you're treating him like he's an idiot because if he wanted to lose the weight, he would have booked the doctor's appointment. So don't try and push me into some medical situation and inject me with a chemical because I am a fatty.
It is very full on. I've booked it for you and I suggest that you get Ozempic.
Like, you're not even married.
Talked about it.
You're not even
married.
And you don't have control of anything in your relationship. That's what this is.
That's what this is about, though. This is about
You're a loser, Ben.
feeling
Get out, Ben.
as though you don't have control.
Get out now, Ben.
It's not what she's doing.
Can I suggest that the directness is leading to him not proposing? Been 3 years. I dare say the same conversation will happen in 6 years, then 9 years, and he still hasn't proposed because he's being told what to do all the time.
Oh,
all the time.
Very interesting.
I think you are spot
two
on.
men feeling completely suffocated by their relationship.
You're spot on, Fitz. Well, I think Fitzy is
the single one in the room laughs out loud.
Yeah, because you know what blokes like this do?
Oh, what do they do?
They get to a boiling point. And they get to a point where it's a bloke's weekend away and they're going for golf for 3 nights and all of a sudden he finds a local girl down at the TAB who's having a punt and then he thinks, you know what? This girl's actually listening to me.
That his girlfriend... She's going to make him cheat. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this for free.
She's pushing him into another woman.
I'll tell you this for free.
You literally.
If men want to cheat,
you're undoing his pants.
They will.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Richie podcast.
On listening to the radio and hearing a bit of a little piggy attitude around
just life, explaining how life works.
Being forced to cheat by a pushy partner. That's what we're talking about this morning. We were doing a bit of Write My Reply, highlight of the week, and it's led into a big conversation.
It's definitely not piggy behaviour. It's just a difference of opinion, which I think we invite on this show.
Well, we've opened the lines. We want to chat to people because Wippa's idea was that you shouldn't have an argument with somebody when you're on holidays or you're on the phone because eventually
controlling women.
Okay.
Controlling women push men to cheat.
Brendan in Camden, you there?
Yep.
Ooh. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you, Kate. I think I like the direct and openness. I think if I was to get hurt by that, it's because I know she's right and I've failed on my end to stick to the gym routine and everything.
Thank you, Brendan.
I think if you have that mentality, the only way you can respond is to sign back up to the gym and prove her wrong, basically.
Well, and then would you get rid of her? In your mind, would you get rid of her and go, well, you know what, I've done this on my own. I didn't need you pushing me into it. I'm going to find someone on my own, Brendan.
Well, But then what if you find someone who isn't open and honest with you?
Yeah, a liar.
I agree.
Brendan.
I love your attitude, Brendan. You're very... I mean, the fact
Wise.
that you're agreeing with me is probably why I'm quite happy that you called. But
Stay on the line, Brendan. We'll get your details and pass them on to Kate. Let's go to Caroline now from Asquith. What do you think, Caroline?
Look, I don't think it matters what you do in a relationship. If he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat.
Right.
Have
Have
you
you
had
had someone? Have you had
Yeah.
someone cheat on you? Have you, Caroline?
Yes.
What happened there, Kaz?
So after 16 years of marriage,
Yeah.
never fought, never disagreed with him, never said no, never, like, he got his own way all the time.
Yep.
And his excuse was, it wasn't that he went looking for an affair.
Oh, my God.
it came to him.
Yes. He just accidentally booked a hotel room, paying cash, so I wouldn't find it on the credit card.
And then fell into it.
And do you think it was the first time? Or just
No,
the first time you found out?
First time I found out.
Yeah. So
do you think
Absolutely not the first time.
Do you think it was going on for the sort of, let's call it 10 of the 16 years?
Probably.
Oh, Caroline, it's
You
just
don't
so
deserve
awful.
him. Caroline, please tell me you found love since.
I have, and the guy is absolutely gorgeous.
That's nice. See, everything turns out well.
Caroline-
Not usually,
It
but
does.
sometimes.
I'm
Sometimes.
much happier.
Hang in there, Kate.
Yeah.
Caroline, can I ask also, did the person that he was cheating with in the hotel room, did you know her?
No, I didn't know her, but she was married with 2 young kids and a devout Christian girl.
Ruining lives. Ruining lives.
You got a bit judgy there, Caroline.
You're saying
didn't
all
you?
Christians are like that, Caroline.
Did you hear that in her voice? Devout Christian lady.
That's something
it.
on the weird one.
Let's go to Ben now in Monterey. It says Big Ben here. Now, Benny, whose side are you on here with this argument?
I'm on the boys' side. The gay community loves hard-nosed, pushy, controlling girls because they always get guys over the line, recruited onto my team. Fantastic. We
What
love
you think pushy women...
Gay? Is that what you're saying?
Pushy women turn men gay.
Absolutely.
I
They're
love you,
fantastic
Ben.
for our team recruitment.
Oh, I'm your poster girl, Big Ben.
Oh, Benny, Kate's working every day for you, mate.
Ben's like a list manager for a sporting
Yep.
team, and he's going, we've got more recruits coming in, guys. You better keep it up, pushy
Yep.
women. Oh, that's amazing, Ben. So have you actually been with men who have actually said that they've been pushed into becoming homosexuals?
Absolutely. They've definitely helped me up my conversion rate. Yep.
Oh, this is awesome.
You are hilarious.
Well done, Big Benny. That is great. Kate Richie, you're doing so much good work for Ben. He really appreciates it.
I'm not driving
And to
people
all the
to
gay
be
community,
gay.
all the guys out there, they thank you. They collectively thank you this morning for what you've done
I'm
for
going
the
to have
community.
a float next year. pushy women unite.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Richie podcast.
I made a commitment at the end of last year that I wouldn't be so judgmental moving forward.
When does that start?
Huh?
No,
Or is
I
this
don't know
just
about
with
that.
your wife?
Huh?
Or is this
No.
with... Because you don't do that here.
I'm not judgmental at all. Right? Do you know what? I'm fascinated by people. I love analysing people, and I love difference. And I love
You analyse, do you? You
Yeah,
don't
judge, no.
Okay, very
The analyst.
different, aren't they?
Yeah, so
The analyst.
we went out for dinner the other night, and there was a guy who was serving at our table, and I was quite sensitive to the uniqueness of him because he had a very, very heavy lisp. Now, I'm not judging.
Who is this entertaining? You. Are you sure you want to tell this story?
It was a really strong lisp. And
It's a speech
You don't need to
impediment,
do
mate.
it.
Yeah,
You don't need
because-
to do it. You can just say that
Yeah.
that was the case.
it's hard to say lisp without saying lisp, isn't it?
No, it's quite easy.
you guys-
Lisp.
No, lisp.
So we're there at dinner, and the guy came over and he said, welcome, thanks so much for coming along. Grab a seat.
Why are you doing it? I really don't like you right now. And you're making me feel awkward because
This
there are
guy-
people listening hating on you.
This guy made me
there's
feel
people-
awkward.
There's people in the car that have a lift.
This guy,
Why do they have a lisp?
that guy made you feel awkward.
'Cause I didn't know
Oh, I
what
know
to
how
do.
awful. How
What
it
an
must have been awful
bloke.
for
And
you.
I'm trying not to judge because this is a judge-free 2024, yeah?
So what did you do? Did you make, when he started talking, did you make eye contact with Lisa?
Yes.
And did you giggle?
No, because I wanted someone to acknowledge that I was trying to hide my smile because I didn't expect it. So we sit down. And then
this is you still
the kids are
going.
there. We've ordered.
Were you laughing at someone in front of your children?
No,
Because that is very poor parenting.
Here's the failure. I'm not the bad one here.
Were you teaching your child to laugh at people?
No, we were not, because we celebrate difference. So I'm sitting there with the kids, and I think Jack said he has a lisp. And I said yes.
Oh, he said it right. So the 7-year-old kid can get it right, but Dad can't.
Yeah, and I said, well, let's talk about it. And we'd ordered some food as well, so we got a couple of things on the table, right? So the topic became speech impediments, and we were talking
with
about
the guy.
No, not with him. Yeah, but we didn't bring him to it.
You.
No, he couldn't.
Hey, take a seat, mate.
So we were talking about how I had a lisp growing up, and it took me a long time, and I still get some of my words wrong.
Lots of them,
and that happens.
But that's a reading thing.
Ed Sheeran had a stutter, right? Yeah, he talks about that. And
Joe Biden?
His music.
No, Joe Biden.
That's a brain freeze. Yes. Oh, he does. But then
a stutter.
Ed Sheeran, his music helped him push through it, and he learned, right? So we're sitting there. We've got the dumplings. We've got some cabbage meal. We've got something else.
Were you eating Asian food?
Yeah, we're eating Asian food. It does matter, Fitz, because here's the point. There's one thing that you don't want to order if you have a lisp. And with our dumplings, when they didn't have everything, and Lisa called the guy over, and because of the topic we'd been on, her default was just fell into her mind. She asked him in front of the entire table if we could grab some soy sauce.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, no.
Fitzy, can you and I just say to our listeners right now that we are not part of this?
What did you write down? Sancho Bao.
Well, I can't spell Sancho Bao, but how good is it? I love duck.
It is magnificent.
And then said...
How magnificent is duck? I nearly hit a duck the other day in the car.
Oh, you could have eaten
it. I did say to my daughter, oh, look at those ducks. If I'd hit it, we could have rolled it up in a pancake.
And you thought I was saying the wrong thing.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Richie podcast.
Do you think it's okay to name your child with your new partner after an ex? And that's what this woman has done, and the husband has only just realised, and this is when the child's 3 years old by now. So
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Well, that's what I think, and I think the fact that it's been hidden is actually what is the most upsetting. So they've had they've had a son, and they've called their son Robert, and it's all lovely and it's full of joy, and they're seeing old friends, and they're introducing the child, and we've had this baby together and everything's great. And then the girlfriend or the friend of the woman has said, and so what's the child's name? And she said, oh, it's Robert. And it's the look on the friend's face, which is, and she says out loud, oh, you mean like Robert, like your ex-boyfriend, Robert? And the husband's standing there, and this is news to him. He never knew there was an ex-boyfriend called Robert. And the way it was delivered and the shock, I think we know that Robert wasn't just a fling or
Robert
a
was
short,
serious.
I think Robert was like the love, the first love of her life kind of thing.
Why would you want to think about Robert every time that you say your child's name, though?
Do you think you do, though, or do you just like the name?
You move on. Like, I really liked the name Lily, and so did Lisa.
Do you have a girlfriend
I had
called
an
Lily?
ex called Lily, and beautiful Lily. No, you can bring up Lily. She's fantastic. She's married now with 3 kids, and she's very happy, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person.
Well, what did Lisa like the name as well?
Yeah, we both
obviously Lisa and Lily were around the same time.
Well, it doesn't matter about timing, but more
Lily's
to the point
a great name, I have to say.
Yeah, and we spoke about it, and then she said, oh, but it was one of your exes. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. Let's celebrate the fact that she was a great person and it's a good name. Does it really matter?
Oh. Do you think that Lisa would have thought about it every time that she called her daughter Lily?
Like poor Robert, who's sitting at home, broken-hearted as well, wondering whether he'll get his girlfriend back, in your situation.
What are you talking? Oh, you mean the story?
Your story that you
I thought I'd revealed something personal. Even my sister, my sister Rebecca, who is 2.5 years younger than I am, she called her first child Isla.
Yep.
And she was even nervous to say, she asked me whether it was okay to call her daughter Isla.
Why?
Because I have a friend called Isla.
Oh, give me a break.
Oh, yeah, that's but
That's weird.
You do have to ask.
Come on, Beck.
How do you feel about it? Some people are really picky with names, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
Usually
That's
mother-in-laws.
that was like the guy over in the a guy over in England who called his daughter Lanesra, which is
right.
a beautiful name, and his wife loved it. But she found out 3 years later, exactly the same, that Lanesra backwards is Arsenal, his favourite football team.
Oh,
And when the penny
that's
dropped,
worse, really,
you
isn't
know.
it?
Yeah, she wasn't happy with that one.
Fitz in Wippa with Kate Richie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.